Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. So we are continuing chapter 71. Yeah. Okay. So yes, let's hear. Should we start with? Okay, let's start from starting only. We read just one paragraph. Okay. So who would start reading? Okay. Hare Krishna, Shweta. Are you able to see screen?
Hare Krishna. Chapter 71. Lord Krishna in Indraprastha city. In the presence of the great sage Narada and all the other associates of Lord Krishna, Uddhava considered the situation and then spoke as follows. My dear Lord, first of all, let me say that the great sage Narada Muni has requested you to go to Hastinapur to satisfy King Yudhishthir, your cousin, who is making arrangements to perform the great sacrifice known as Rajsuya. I think, therefore, that your lordship should immediately go there to help the king in this great venture. However, although to accept the invitation offered by the sage Narad as primary is quite appropriate, at the same time, my lord, it is your duty to give protection to the surrendered souls. Both purposes can be served if we understand the whole situation, unless we are victorious over all the kings. No one can perform this Rajsuya sacrifice. In other words, it is to be understood that King Yudhishthir cannot perform this great sacrifice without gaining victory over the belligerent King Jarasandh. The Rajsuya sacrifice can be performed only by one who has gained victory over all directions. Therefore, to execute both purposes, we first have to kill Jarasandh. I think that if we can somehow, or Hare Krishna.
Just a minute. Yes. Yeah.
If we can somehow, if we can somehow or other gain victory over Jarasandh, all our purposes will all our purposes will automatically be served. The imprisoned kings will be released, and with great pleasure we shall enjoy the spread of your transcendental fame for having saved the innocent king whom Jarasandh has imprisoned. But King Jarasandh is not an ordinary man. He has proved a stumbling block even to great warriors because his bodily strength is equal to the strength of 10,000 elephants. If there is anyone who can conquer this king, he is none other than Bhimsen, because he also possessed the strength of 10,000 elephants. The best thing would be for Bhimsen to fight alone with him. Then there would be no unnecessary killing of many soldiers. In fact, Jarasandh will be very difficult to conquer when he stands with his Akshayani divisions of soldiers. We have therefore adopted a policy more favorable to the situation. We know that King Jarasandha is very much devoted to the Brahmanas and very charitably disposed towards them. He never refuses any request from a Brahmana. I think therefore the Bhimsen should approach Jarasandha in the dress of a Brahmin, beg charity from him, and then personally engage in fighting him. And in order to assure Bhimsen's victory, I think that your lordship should accompany him. If the fighting takes place in your presence, I am sure Bhimsen will emerge victorious. For your presence makes everything impossible possible. Indeed, Lord Brahma creates this universe and Lord Shiva destroys it simply through your influence. Actually, you create and destroy the entire cosmic manifestation. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are the only superficially visible causes. Creation and destruction are actually performed by the invisible time factor, which is your impersonal representation. Everything is under the control of this time factor. If your invisible time factor can perform such wonderful acts through Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, will not your personal presence help Bhimsen conquer Jarasandh? My dear Lord, when Jarasandh is killed, the queens of all the imprisoned kings will be so joyful at their husbands being released by your mercy, that they will all sing your glories, being as pleased as the gopis were when released from the hands of Sankhachur. All the great sages, the king of the elephants, Gajendra, the goddess of fortune, Sita, and even your father and mother were all delivered by your causeless mercy. We also have been thus delivered, and we always sing the transcendental glories of your activities.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So Krishna did not need any advice, but Krishna puts devotees above himself and puts at a higher position. So Krishna is asking Uddhava, please tell me, what should I be doing? You always tell me the correct thing. Yeah. So that ways, Krishna is asking Uddhava. And Uddhava is giving Krishna this advice, glorifying Krishna definitely. Anyone who talks about Krishna just takes name of Krishna. Uh, the name Krishna means all attractive. That is glorifying. If you just take name of Krishna, that means you are glorifying Krishna. If you talk about what Krishna said, you are glorifying Krishna. If you go to Krishna's place, you are glorifying Krishna. Yeah, if you eat Krishna's prasadam, definitely you are helping yourself, and definitely when you taste that prasadam, you are glorifying Krishna again. In fact, when you say that this nature is beautiful, you are glorifying Krishna. When you say that this water tastes good, you are glorifying Krishna. When you look at sun and moon, you are glorifying Krishna. When you see anyone's strength, you are glorifying Krishna. When you see anything, when you do anything, when you think of anything, you are glorifying Krishna. The only thing that remains, the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee, is that a devotee would feel everyone in connection with Krishna. A non-devotee would disconnect himself and feel independent of Krishna. A non-devotee would think that I am doing this. A devotee would always think this to be in connection with Krishna. A devotee would always think what is favorable for Krishna. What should I be doing which is favorable for Krishna? But a non-devotee would think that how can I make this possible? He would think himself to be doer. He would not understand what is favorable for Krishna or not. That's the only difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. We need to be very, very cautious about how we deal about things. Sometimes our acts are like non-devotees. Please try and understand, if our acts are like non-devotees, we are demoniac. We are demoniac. Forget right and wrong of this world. This is very, very small world. Krishna has many, many lokas like this. And forget whatever a bunch of people say about you or not. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? If you love Krishna, even if the whole world says, if you love Krishna, you would go mad. If you really love Krishna, you would rather say that it's better to get mad in Krishna than get maddened by this material world. Isn't it? So we should use all our intelligence, all our whatever we have, just to glorify Krishna, just to see things in connection with Krishna. Because unless we do that, please try and understand, there's no love. Unless there's no, if there's no love, until there's love, Krishna is an impossible task. Seeing Krishna, serving Krishna, reaching out to Krishna is an impossible task. You cannot do it. You can only do when you personally meet Krishna. Now, how can you personally meet Krishna? By purifying yourself. Look, we all are filled with a lot of bad things. And these are all for making us fall. The only thing that could save us is our determination to serve Krishna. Our determination to be there for Krishna. Our determination that I want to be used for Krishna service. Our determination to use our independent free will for Krishna. That is the only thing that we can do. And if we choose to do that, that's actually the highest state that we can achieve. Yeah. Okay. Actually, you create and destroy the entire cosmic manifestation. Is this done? Yeah. This is done. This is done. This is done. Second paragraph is done. Okay. Therefore, I think that if the killing of Jarasandha is undertaken first, it would automatically solve many other problems. As for Rajasuya sacrifice arranged in Hastinapur, it would be held either because of the pious activities of the imprisoned kings or the impious activities of Jarasandha. Jarasandha is doing impious activities. Now, can anyone explain this part? As for Rajasuya sacrifice arranged in Hastinapur, it would be held either because of pious activities of the imprisoned king or impious activities of Jarasandha. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that to destroy irreligion and to resurrect religion, to reestablish religion, I take birth, I come back again and again. Now, Krishna's work, like Krishna comes, this religion establishment would take place by this sacrifice as well. So impious, this Jarasandha would be killed, or this imprisoned kings those who were very pious, right? And then they did pious activities. Now, when they did pious activities, their effect would come in, and again, Jarasandha would be killed. Are you getting it? Either directly or indirectly, because of establishing. So there are two things that Krishna says: destroy a religion. Because of that, this Jarasandha could be killed. Or second thing Krishna says, to re-establish the principle of dharma or religion. Now, for that, re-establishing principle of dharma, it would come from the pious activities. Now, pious activities are done by the imprisoned kings. So this is very important for either of the two reasons. Actually, they both lead to the same thing. Yeah, but either of the two would be done to uh, uh, see to it that religion is established. My lord, it appears that you are to go personally to Hastinapur to conquer demoniac kings like Jarasandha and Shishupala, to release the pious imprisoned king, and also to perform the great Rajasuya sacrifice. Considering all these points, I think your lordship should immediately proceed to Hastinapur. The advice of Uddhava was appreciated by all who were present in the assembly. Even considered that Lord Krishna's going to Hastinapur will be beneficial from all point of view. The great sage Narada and the elder personalities of the Yadu dynasty, the supreme personality of God and Krishna himself, all supported the statements of Uddhava. Lord Krishna then took permission from his father, Vasudeva, and grandfather Ugrasena, and he immediately ordered his servants Daruka and Jatra to arrange for the travel of Hastinapur. When everything was prepared, Lord Krishna especially bid farewell to Lord Balrama and the king of Yadus. Ugrasena, after being dispatched, uh, after uh, after dispatching his queens along with the children and sending their necessary luggage ahead, he mounted his chariot, which bore the flag marked with the symbol of Garuda. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Anshika.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, please call.
Hare Krishna. Please start.
Before starting the procession, Lord Krishna satisfied the procession. Lord Krishna satisfied the great sage Narada by offering him different kinds of articles of worship. Naradji wanted to fall at the lotus feet of Krishna, but because the Lord was playing the part of a human being, he simply offered his respects within his mind and fixing the transcendental form of the Lord within his heart. He left the assembly house by the airways. Usually, the sage Narada does not walk on the surface of the globe but travels in outer space. After departure of Narada, Lord Krishna addressed a messenger who had come from the imprisoned kings and told him that they should not be worried, for he would very soon arrange to kill the king of Magadha. Jarasandha. Thus he wished good fortune to all the imprisoned kings and the messengers. After receiving the assurance from Lord Krishna, the messenger returned to the imprisoned kings and informed them of the happy news of the Lord's forthcoming visit. All the kings were joyful at the news and began to wait very anxiously for the Lord's arrival. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Rashi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The chariots of Lord Krishna started for Hastinapura, accompanied by many other chariots, along with elephants, cavalry, infantry, and similar royal paraphernalia, bugles, drums, trumpets, conch conch shells, and horns all produced a loud, auspicious sound which vibrated in all directions. The 16,000 queens, headed by the goddess of fortune, Rukmani Devi, Rukmani Devi, the ideal wife of Lord Krishna, and accompanied by their respective sons, and all followed behind Lord Krishna. They were dressed in costly garments decorated with ornaments, and their bodies were smeared with sandalwood pulp and and garlanded uh, and garlanded with fragrant flowers, riding on palanquins nicely decorated with silk flags and golden lace. They followed their exalted husband, Lord Krishna. The infantry soldier carried shields, swords, and lances in their hands, and followers are followers, and there were many society girls also following. Many beasts of burden like bulls, buffalo, mules, and asses carried the camps, bedding, and carpets, and the women who followed were seated in separate palanquins on the back of camels. This pana- panoramic procession was accompanied by the shouts of the people and was full with the display of different colored flags, umbrellas, and whisks, and different varieties of weapons, dress ornaments, helmets, and ornaments, armaments. Shining in the sunlight, the procession appeared just like an ocean with high waves and sharks. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So there was a very, very big procession. Procession is what? Armies that go along with Krishna. Armies that go along with King, right? Whatever. It may be army, it may be some other thing as well. Whatever which goes along with King is generally called procession. Yeah. So suppose you're this prime minister moves, and there's a cavalcade which is a lot of cars which goes around, a lot of people, a lot of security staff, a lot of this, lot of that. Now that would be called as this what do we call here, procession. Yeah, so this is procession. So yeah, very decorated procession was going good. In this way, the procession of Lord Krishna's party advanced toward Hastinapur, New Delhi, and gradually passed through the kingdom of Antara, Gujarat province, Sauvira, Surat, the great desert of Rajasthan, and then Kurukshetra. Being between those kingdoms were many mountains, rivers, towns, village, pasturing ground, and mining field. The procession passed through all these places in its advance. On his way to Hastinapur, the Lord crossed the two big rivers, the Drash, Drish, Drish, Drishadvati, Drishadvati and Saraswati. Uh, then he crossed the provinces of Panchala and Matsya. In this way, he ultimately arrived at Hastinapur or Indraprastha. The audience of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is not all commonplace. Therefore, when King Yudhishthira called that Lord Krishna has arrived in his capital city Hastinapur, he became so joyful that all the bodily hairs stood on end in great ecstasy, and he immediately came out of the city to properly receive the Lord. He ordered the music vibration of different instruments and songs, and learned brahmanas of the city began to chant the hymns of Vedas very loudly. Lord Krishna is known as Rishikesh, the master of senses, and King Yudhishthir went forward to receive him exactly as the senses meet the consciousness of life. King Yudhishthir was the elder cousin of Krishna. Naturally, he had great affection for the Lord, and as soon as he saw him, his heart began filled with great love and affection. He had not seen the Lord for many years, and therefore he thought himself most fortunate to see the Lord present before him. The king, therefore, embraced the Lord Krishna again and again in great affection. Hare Krishna. So, this cavalcade was very, very huge. The procession was very huge, and Krishna was going with that procession. And as soon as Yudhishthira Maharaj got this knowledge, got this information that Krishna is coming, yeah, he came down running. Yeah, actually, this should be our state. Given an opportunity that we see Krishna, we should come down running. Now, Krishna and Krishna name is non-different. Krishna and Krishna's words are non-different. So, if suppose there's class going on, if you do not join, you are actually not running for Krishna. You actually do not need Krishna. You actually do not value Krishna. You actually think that it is okay to be to not be with Krishna. Yeah, this is all we think if we go against Krishna. Now, choice is this: either we go against Krishna and suffer, or we surrender onto Krishna and be in a peaceful situation, or we love Krishna. We love Krishna very deeply, and Krishna would come. Krishna would come personally, or you would go to Krishna personally to see him. Yeah. So as a devotee, it is our responsibility, it is our duty to do whatever is favorable for Krishna. If we are not doing what is favorable for Krishna, then we are not doing bhakti. We must do everything favorable for Krishna. Look, there would always be an easy or a hard way. If you choose to step on easier path, life would be simpler. But if you choose to walk on hard path, that is your choice. Yeah. So the eternal no, someone should read. Shraddha.
Hare Krishna. The eternal form of Lord Krishna is the everlasting residence of the goddess of fortune. As soon as King Yudhishthira embraced him, he became free from all the contamination of material existence. He immediately felt transcendental bliss and merged in an ocean of happiness. There were tears in his eyes, and his body shook in ecstasy. He completely forgot that he was living in this material world. After this, Bhimsen, the second brother of the Pandavas, smiled and embraced Lord Krishna, thinking of him as his own maternal cousin, and thus he also emerged in great ecstasy. Bhimsen was so filled with ecstasy that for the time being, he forgot his material existence. Then Lord Sri Krishna himself embraced the other three Pandavas, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev. The eyes of all three brothers were inundated with tears, and Arjuna embraced Krishna again and again because they were intimate friends. The two younger Pandav brothers, after being embraced by Lord Krishna, fell down at his lotus feet to offer their respects. Lord Krishna thereafter offered his obeisances to the Brahmanas present as well as to the elder members of the Kuru dynasty, like Bhishma, Drona, and Dhritarashtra. There were many kings of different provinces such as Kuru, Srinjay, and Kekai, and Lord Krishna duly reciprocated greetings and respects with them. The professional reciters like the Sutas, Magadhas, and Vandits, accompanied by the Brahmanas, offered the respectful prayers to the Lord. Performing artists like the Gandharvas as well as the royal jokers began to play their Panav, Panav drums, conch shells, kettle drums, veenas, mridangas, and bugles, and they exhibited their dancing art to please the Lord. Thus, the all famous Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, entered the great city of Hastinapur, which was opulent in every respect. While Lord Krishna was entering the city, all the people talked amongst themselves about the glories of the Lord, praising his transcendental name, qualities, form, and so on. The roads, streets, and lanes of Hastinapur were all sprinkled with fragrant water through the trunks of intoxicated elephants. In different places of the city, there were colorful festoons and flags decorating the houses and streets. As at important crossroads, there were gates with golden decorations, and at the two sides of the gates, there were golden water jugs. These beautiful decorations glorified the opulence of the city. Participating in this great ceremony, all the citizens gathered here and there, dressed in colorful. Uh, Dressed in colorful new clothing and decorated with ornaments, flower garlands, and fragrant scents. The houses were all illuminated by hundreds and thousands of lamps placed in different corners of the cornices, walls, columns, bases, and architraves, and from far away the rays of the lamps appeared to be celebrating the festival of Deepavali, a particular festival observed on the New Year's Day of Hindu calendar. Within the walls of the houses, fragrant incense was burning and smoke rose through the windows, making the entire atmosphere very pleasing. On the top of every house, flags were flapping, and the golden water pots kept on the roofs shone brilliantly. Lord Krishna thus entered the city of the Pandavas, enjoyed the beautiful atmosphere, and slowly
Hare
proceeded
Krishna,
ahead.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, very beautiful atmosphere was there, and actually, it has to be. Please try and understand. It's very simple for us to understand. Suppose, hmm, Krishna steps on this place right now. Personally, although Krishna is present everywhere. So Krishna is stepping on each and every place you know, or I know, or anyone knows. Yeah, no doubt about it. But suppose personally, Krishna chooses to come down and be present at this very place. Do you have any doubt 0.0000000000001% that everyone around, everything around will become blissful? Do you have any doubt? So everything has to be blissful, no doubt about it. So when this one Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, Krishna comes in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Then things happen in a different way, but the same. When Krishna comes down uh, uh, to exhibit his transcendental pastime, again things come in the same way. Now, when Krishna came, all the gates of this jail was open, right? Hmm. Vasudev uh, 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 was given this opportunity to carry Krishna and put him at Nand Lal's place. Yeah. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, everyone was chanting. everyone was chanting the holy names of Krishna. So Krishna has his own sweet way of doing the impossible. Yeah. So every time, wherever Krishna comes, everything becomes very, very, very blissful. It has to be. It has to be. Yeah. So we need to understand this part, that wherever Krishna is there, bliss is definitely there. No doubt about it. Yeah. Wherever Krishna is there, there's bliss. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Next. Uh, should Rashi Mataji read? Hare Krishna. Let me continue. Lord Krishna, thus entered the city of Pandavas, enjoyed the beautiful atmosphere and slowly proceeded ahead. When the young girls in every house heard that Lord Krishna, the only object worth seeing, was passing on the road, they were very eager to see the all-famous personality. Their hair loosened. Again, same pastime. Are you able to see this? Now, this is the beauty of transcendental pastimes, that whenever you would hear the same thing again, you would enjoy fresh, more bliss, right? Every time, the happiness would keep on increasing. Yeah, their hair loosened and their tightened saris became slack due to their hastily rushing to see him. They gave up all household engagements. I just want to jump in here. Please, sorry for coming again. Now, there is one very, very important thing. We all need to understand this part. We all should be ready to sacrifice everything for Krishna. Everything, whatever you have to sacrifice it for Krishna. There's no two ways about it. There's no if I have to sacrifice or not. The question is only when. When do you have to sacrifice? That is your independent free will, but you have to sacrifice. In fact, we all think ourselves to be body, right? Material people think themselves to be body only. Yeah. Now you have to sacrifice your body as well. We all think that we have got a lot of pride. Our name has got a lot of pride. We have got a lot of wealth. You have to sacrifice everything. When your body is gone, what is ego? Huh? What is pride? Helplessly, you are destroyed, isn't it? Where is pride then? Huh? We all want to feel pride in something or the other. Our identity is such that we want to feel proud of ourselves. Where does the pride go? Yeah. So you have to give in everything for Krishna. That is a fact. You cannot deny, you cannot escape this. There's no if I have to give or not, sometimes I have to give or not. You have to definitely give everything you have for Krishna. Now, there are two ways. One is easy way, another one is hard way. Easy ways develop love for Krishna. Hard ways become very, very fixated with something or the other, and then Krishna would snatch that away. Definitely, Krishna would snatch that away, or sometimes Maya Devi would. So just imagine, you have just this consciousness, just this choice, that whether you want to do it with happiness or sadness. Krishna does not leave you with a choice that whether you have to do or not. You have to do. Yeah. So think about their great fortune of these uh, 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 young girls of where Krishna is going, uh, uh, and there everyone is feeling that ecstasy. Yeah. So let's continue. Hastinapur it is, and everything is getting very, very blissful, transcendental. Wherever and whenever anyone sees Krishna, it becomes very blissful. So when the young girls in every house heard that Lord Krishna, the only object worth seeing, was passing on the road, they were very eager to see this all famous personality. Their hair loosened, their tight saris became slack due to their hastily rushing to see him. They gave up all their household engagements, and those who were lying in the bed with their husbands immediately left them and came directly down onto the street to see Lord Krishna. The procession of elephant, horses, chariot, and infantry were very crowded. Uh, so let's understand. Were very crowded. Some of the girls, being unable to see uh, properly the crowd in the crowd, caught up on the roof of the houses, pleased to see Lord Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna passing with his thousands of queens. They showered flowers on the procession, embraced Lord Krishna with their minds and gave them a hearty reception. When they saw him in the midst of his many queens, like the full moon situated amidst many luminaries, they began to talk among themselves. Yeah, there's a very beautiful question which is there. I would be asking later. Uh, Procession is there, queen are there, and Krishna is moving. Yeah. One girl said to another, "My dear friend, it is very difficult to guess what kind of pious activities these queens have performed, for they are always enjoying the smiling face of loving glances and glances of Krishna." While Lord Krishna was thus passing on the road at intervals, some of the citizens, who were all rich, respectable, and freed from sinful activities, presented auspicious articles to the Lord just to offer him a reception to the city. Thus, they worshipped him as humble servitors. When Lord Krishna entered the palace, all the ladies were overwhelmed with affection just upon seeing him. They immediately received Lord Krishna with glittering eyes and expressing their love and affection for him. And Lord Krishna smiled and accepted their feelings and gesture of reception. When Kunti, the mother of Pandavas, saw her nephew, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, she was overpowered uh, by love and affection. She at once got up from her bedstead and appeared before him with her daughter in law, Draupadi, in the maternal love and affection. She embraced him as Maharaja Yudhishthir brought Krishna within the palace. The king became so confused in his jubilation that he practically forgot what he was to do at the time to receive Krishna and worship him properly. Lord Krishna delightfully offered his respects and obeisances to Kunti and other elderly ladies in the palaces. His young sister Subhadra was also standing there with Draupadi, and both offered their respectful obeisances onto the lotus feet of Lord. At the indication of her mother-in-law, Draupadi brought clothes, ornaments, and garlands, and with this paraphernalia, they received the queens Rukmani, Satyabhama, Subhadra, Rukmani, Satyabhama, Bhadra, Jamvati, Kalindi, Mitravinda, Lakshmana, and devoted Satya. These principal queens of Lord Krishna were first received, and then the other queens were also offered a proper reception. King Yudhishthir arranged for Krishna's rest and saw to it that all who came along with him, namely his queens, soldiers, ministers, and secretaries, were comfortably situated. They had arranged, he had arranged that they would experience a new feature of reception every day while staying as guests of Pandavas. So, look, when Krishna is there, you have to make the best arrangement. Should there be any doubt to this? No. When Krishna is there, the arrangement should be best. Nothing less than best. Yeah. Okay. Shweta, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It was during this time that Lord Krishna, with the help of Arjuna, followed the fire god Agni to devour the Khandav forest for his satisfaction. During the forest fire, Krishna saved the demon Mayasur, who was hiding in the forest. Upon being saved, Mayasur felt obliged to the Pandavas and Lord Krishna, and he constructed a wonderful assembly house within the city of Hastinapur. To please King Yudhishthir, Lord Krishna remained in the city of Hastinapur for several months. During his stay, he enjoyed strolling here and there. He used to drive on chariots with Arjuna, and many warriors and soldiers used to follow them. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport of the 71st chapter of Krishna, Lord Krishna in Indraprastha city. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So this was Khandava forest. Krishna wanted to devour. Krishna wanted to destroy this Khandava forest. Krishna can do anything he wants. So he calls Agni, please come and destroy everything. So Lord Agni comes and destroys. Now Krishna says Mayasur. Now there is another very beautiful question. Krishna says Mayasur, and Mayasur builds this assembly house for Pandavas. Tell me two things. Krishna sometimes kills, many a times, kills demons. Now this demon, Mayasur, has not been killed. He was saved. Why is this irony that sometimes Krishna would kill a demon, sometimes Krishna would save a demon? How is it happening? Krishna saved this demon. This is a demon, Mayasur. Mayasur should be killed. Why a demon could be saved? Can anyone explain why and how can a demon be saved? A demon being saved? Are you serious? Krishna would save a demon? Why would Krishna save a demon? Why would Krishna save a demon? Can Krishna save a demon? Krishna destroys irreligion. A demon is a representative of irreligion. Krishna would destroy this. Krishna saves this Mayasur. How can Krishna save a demon? This is really bad. Very bad. Krishna saved Mayasur. Why? Why would Krishna save Mayasur? Let me read once again so that we all would understand. Let me read this part. Okay. It was during this time that Lord Krishna, with the help of Arjuna, allowed fire god Agni to devour the Khandava forest for his satisfaction. During the forest fire, Krishna saved the demon Mayasur, who was hiding in the forest. Upon being saved, Mayasur felt obliged to the Pandavas and Lord Krishna, and he constructed a wonderful assembly house within the city of Hastinapur. Just understand this part. Krishna says that I come down to destroy irreligion. Mayasur, being a demon, should be killed. Krishna has no right to save Mayasur. Because Krishna cannot contradict his own words. Krishna says that I protect devotees. He's protecting a demon. Why is this? Why is this? Krishna is protecting a demon. Why is this? Why a demon is being protected? Anyone? The answer lies in the fact that Krishna did not save Mayasur. Krishna killed Mayasur. Now you must be thinking, here it is specifically written that Krishna saved Mayasur. But I am contradicting. I'm saying something extremely against what is written. Extreme opposite of what is written. What are you saying? Are you really serious? Yes, I am serious. Krishna did not save Mayasur. Krishna killed Mayasur. Please try and understand. We talk about gunas, not person. This Mayasur, who was a demoniac by his gunas, those gunas were destroyed. Now, if gunas are destroyed, where is that asur? Now, to prove that point, it is written. He constructed this Mayasur, who was demoniac earlier. The same person constructed a wonderful assembly house within the city of Hastinapur. Now he is no more a demon. Anyone working for Krishna, sorry to say, I'm going to that extent. Prahlad Maharaj, born in a demoniac family. Is he a demon? Is he a demon? No. Bali Maharaj did demoniac acts all his life. But is he a demon? No. Once anyone surrenders on to Krishna, he is no more a demoniac. This Mayasur was not a demon. Once Krishna saved him, Mayasur was not a demon. Yeah. So this is the reason why Krishna saves religion. So this demonic qualities of Mayasur was destroyed, and again religion was restored. So this was one part. Another question. This is again very, very, very interesting and very beautiful question. So we saw that that residents of this one Hastinapur, they were going, the ladies were going, and they were not taking care of their saris or ornaments or anything or this that. Now they were seeing a huge cavalcade, right? A huge procession. Wives of Krishna and Krishna himself, right? They were seeing three different things: Krishna, wives of Krishna, and a huge procession. The question is this: what did they like? What did they not like? What did they not like? Yeah, I'm saying again something extremely opposite. We say that anything plus Krishna equals to best, but what I'm saying is they did not like something. Yeah, what did they not like? Yes, anyone who has the answer. So they had three things. Uh, 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 they saw Krishna, they saw these wives, and they saw the procession. What did they like and what did they not like? Please answer incomplete. What did they like and what did they not like? Yeah. So anyone saying they like Krishna, I would take it as they like Krishna, but they did not like wives of Krishna. They did not like the procession. Yeah. What did they like and what did they not like? Yes, very important question. If we are not able to understand this, we would never be able to understand the heart of a devotee. If we are not able to understand the heart of a devotee, there's no point reading, there's no point understanding. We can understand from one pastime what we could understand from reading thousand pages. Yeah, so very important. Yeah, what did they like and what did they not like? No one would attempt this. Rashi Mataji. Yeah, what did they like? Huh? Yeah, Rashi Mataji, what did they like? What did they not like? Shweta.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, could you please repeat the question?
I repeated it 5 times. So Krishna was going with a huge procession, right? Now there were 3 things. First, Krishna was there. Second, there were wives of Krishna. Third, there were huge procession, right, which followed. Like elephants were there, this was there, that was there, a huge chariot and this and that, a lot of things. Now these females who were running around to see Krishna, they were not able to see Krishna. They saw Krishna. What did they like and what did they not like? Yeah. Yes, no one has answered. Okay, good. Yeah, Anshika.
Like Krishna.
Like
They like Krishna and they did not like procession.
They did not like the procession.
They
What
like
about
Krishna
queens?
and they did not.
What about queens?
And they did not like procession.
But what about queens? They like queens or not?
They like. They like.
They like queens. Huh? Let's understand. Look, a devotee would always be concerned about Krishna. Anything which associates with Krishna is very pleasurable. So the procession which goes along with Krishna actually tells that Krishna is there, and that is very pleasurable. But when they go to see Krishna, right, they do not want to see anything except Krishna. They do not want to see anything except Krishna. They want to see Krishna. So everything else was looking like unnecessary arrangement, right? Why you have brought all these things? I want to see Krishna. Why you have brought all these things and I'm not able to see Krishna properly? So they were not liking the huge procession. But at the same time, we know we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We know that Krishna and pure devotees of Krishna could not be separated. Pure devotees is one thing. Those who are wives of Krishna, are they not purest devotee? Do we have any kind of doubt? So Krishna and purest devotee of Krishna are non-different. So when they see wives of Krishna, they would always love to see them. We saw that they were envious of Krishna, envious of these wives, that they have done something really very amazing thing to be there with Krishna, to be wives of Krishna, right? But that enviousness was not a negative emotion. Though that enviousness was a glorification point, right? Suppose I say, Babu Pai Prabhuji, you are there in the meeting. You must have done something really auspicious to be so devoted. How can I ever do something what you have done? Now I am being envious of you. You have already done it. I'm being envious of you. How can I do? Right? But this enviousness is not negative connotation. Yeah, this enviousness is to glorify you. Yeah, to put you at a higher place. So that glorification is just to put them at a higher place. Whenever we see that residents of Vrindavan are being glorified, whenever we see gopis are being glorified, whenever we see Radharani Maharani has been glorified, and some look, this way of his talking cannot be copied by normal or everyone, right? You have to be very qualified to talk in this way, where you are envious of their great fortune. Actually, even when they say that we are envious, they actually glorify. They do not have anything in their heart to feel bad about any devotee anytime. Yeah, we can never feel bad about any devotee. So this is very important, that we glorify Lord, we glorify devotees of Lord. Yeah, that is the objective of a servant. Yeah, he must serve. A servant must serve. Yeah, that is why he is a servant. But Krishna takes special care of his servants. So if you are serving Krishna, then you are a very special personality. Like Shiva or Brahma is serving Krishna's order. They are being servants of Krishna, and they are being given this exalted position. Every Devi Devta, for that matter. Yeah, anyone who is serving Krishna properly, they are given very exalted, very high position. So our life is to serve Krishna. Our life is to purify our existence. Thank you everyone for joining. We will join next week. Hare Krishna. Anyone who has question may ask. Hare Krishna. Nothing. So let's start Vaishnav Pranam. Yeah. No one. Okay. Anshika, you have some question? No, for Vaishnav Pranam. Yeah, please start.
No.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, we are not able to hear you. Shata, please start.
I want to.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa sindhubhya eva cha
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Patitanam pavanebhyo
Patitubhya eva cha
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Patitanam pavanebhyo.
Anand Koti Vaishnav Ki
नवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Divine Srila Prabhupada की
जय
भगवद गीता की
जय
श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय
सभी भक्तों की
जय
जय
हरे कृष्णा
जय
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
जय
हरे राम राम राम
जय
हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे हरे राम
हरे
राम
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 हरे
राम
हरे हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा हरे
कृष्ण
हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
हरे
जी।
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
राम
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
राम।
so I'm stopping the live and there's something I need to talk about. Just give me 1 minute and yes. Okay.